Death is when your body stops working forever. It happens to everyone and everything that is alive, but we don't know much about it. Different people have different feelings, ideas, and ways of dealing with death. Some people are scared of death, some people are okay with it, and some people don't think about it. But what if death is not bad, or something to run away from, or pretend it doesn't exist? What if death is a good thing that can help us enjoy life, be brave, and find out what matters? Death is a universal phenomenon that has been studied and explored for years in philosophy, history, and science. Each of these fields offers a different perspective and approach to the topic of death and dying. History examines how different cultures and civilizations have understood and dealt with death and dying throughout time. For example, in ancient Egyptian culture, mummification was a norm for the rich. It is a process of drying and wrapping the body to prevent decay. They believed that the body was the home of the soul, and that it had to be intact for the soul to survive in the afterlife. Mummification was a long and expensive process that involved removing the internal organs, treating the body with chemicals and oils, and wrapping it with linen bandages. Only the wealthy and powerful could afford mummification, while the poor were buried in simple pits in the desert. On the other hand, science explores the biological and psychological aspects of death and dying, such as the causes, mechanisms, and effects of death on living organisms. It also seeks to understand the nature and origin of life, and the possibility and implications of extending or ending it. For example, science can tell us how death is defined and measured, how the brain and the body react to death, how near-death experiences affect the mind and the soul. One of the questions that science tries to answer is, what happens to your body and brain when you die? Death is not a single event, but a process that involves many changes and stages. When your heart stops beating, your blood stops flowing, and your cells stop receiving oxygen and nutrients. Another question that science tries to answer is, what is consciousness, and does it survive death? I'm sure some of you have thought about it at least once. When someone experiences a near-death experience, what do they say? It changed my life. This is because they experience a feeling of peace, joy, or love, or maybe even a review of their life. These feelings make us not want to die. These feelings make us crave for them in the fear of losing them. They make us human. Philosophy tries to answer this. What is the meaning and value of life and death? This question asks us why we are here and what makes our life good or bad, and how death changes our view of our life. Different philosophers have different answers to this question, depending on what they believe about life, death, and the afterlife. For example, some philosophers say that life has no meaning or value, and that death is the worst thing that can happen to us. Others say that life has a meaning or value that comes from something bigger or higher than us, and that death is the way to reach that. Some say that life has a meaning or value that we choose or create for ourselves, and that death is the final result of our choices and values. Death can teach us many valuable lessons, such as how to appreciate the present moment, how to overcome our fears, and how to prioritize our values. Death can also inspire us to seek the truth, to question our assumptions, and to explore the unknown. Death can also motivate us to live fully, to love deeply, and to leave a positive legacy. As the famous poet Rainer Maria Rilke said, "Death is our friend precisely because it brings us into absolute and passionate presence with all that is here, that is natural, that is love." Let's live to the fullest, my friends.